Brilliance Audio presents Deadlock by Catherine Coulter, performed by Hilary Huber and Tim Campbell.
Her husband had patted her cheek, told her to suck it up because Celeste was important to him. Of course, he meant her family. With their huge donations, the power they wielded was important to keeping his seat in Congress for another term.
She also has an excellent cook, so you'll eat well. As for all the other people there, they'll be pleasant. And of course, talk about you behind your back when you're out of hearing. At least it's for a good cause.
He'd tapped his hand over his heart. She still didn't want to go, but obligation was the engine that ran most everyone's life, particularly if you were a politician's wife. You were gracious, even when you wanted to punch the mouth trying to manipulate you. Even though Celeste was holding the planning luncheon at her own home, she wanted the main event, a huge formal charity function, to be held at her father-in-law's magnificent house in Kalorama Heights. Rebecca had wondered aloud to Rich why Celeste wouldn't want to hold the charity function in her own lovely old Georgian house on Hempstead Road.
Because,
Rich had told her patiently,
Celeste considers me a power in Congress, thus a draw to the big spenders.
And he'd rolled his eyes and grinned. One of her husband's best qualities was that he never took himself too seriously. She'd said, "I wonder how it makes Tucker feel to know he's not important enough, or his house grand enough to host this shindig."
Were I my son, I would be royally pissed. It's not my problem. If Tuck doesn't like it, it's up to him to stop it.
Her thoughts went back again to the events of last night, her memories of Zoltan tumbling into her brain. In the bright sunlight on this crisp October day, what had happened now seemed preposterous, unbelievable. When Rich had met her at the door last night, he had drawn her in and kissed her deeply. She'd settled willingly against him, breathed in his seductive Armani scent. Had he worn the same scent for his first wife? She felt ashamed and hugged him tighter.
So tell me, my beauty, about this Zoltan. Did you find out what your grandfather wanted to talk to you about?
She heard no mocking in his voice, no barely hidden sneer, even though she knew he didn't believe the dead had a working voice any more than she did. But he knew her grandmother believed, and Rebecca was curious, so he encouraged her to go if she wished. She raised her face. "Grandfather called me Pumpkin again, through Zoltan. But of course he didn't really because he's dead. So how did she know? She invited me to come back, but I'm not going. All of it was really absurd." She paused a moment. "She's a charlatan. I didn't even wait to find out what she hoped to gain from it all." She shook her head. She felt the beginnings of a headache.
So, John, your grandfather, didn't speak to you. He spoke to you through her. Did you recognize his voice?
Not really. He wanted to talk about a story he'd told me as a child.
A story? Oh, sure. You told me several of them he'd entertained you with when you were young. But one particular story?
She nodded. Actually, one I never told you. A secret story. Only between us. Only for me.